Click it.
Click it.
Thank you, Jesse. Hi, everyone. Michelle
No
Crawford
problem.
here, back on the channel. And guess what? I have a special guest, my friend Jesse Power from Massachusetts. We have a fun story of how we met over cannabis hardware and how we've deepened our friendship over, what is it, Instagram. So yeah, if you want to
Yeah,
hear a modern cannabis friendship story, stay tuned and meet Jesse and me, Michelle Crawford, your certified cannabis health coach and educator, bringing you cannabis like camaraderie from across the country. Huh, Jesse?
that's true. Yeah,
All right, you want to
absolutely.
say something to
Yeah,
introduce yourself a little bit to the folks?
absolutely. Yeah, my name's Jesse. I live in Clinton, Massachusetts. I've been in Mass all my life, and I'm kind of, I don't want to, actually, 7 years isn't that new being a cannabis consumer, right?
I think 7 years
7 years?
is very, very legitimate. You can be like, yeah,
Yeah,
don't talk to me. I've been
but I started when I was 43.
okay.
So that's really the big difference. And I was pretty straight edge, you
I
know.
love that. So we've got a formerly straight edge person who started as a full-on adult on board today.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it was I dipped my toes thinking, could this be good? You know, and like I said, I had that headache that was really bad. And I think that it's funny because the first time I actually vaped, I didn't get high, but that headache went away.
Mm-hmm.
It took me like three times the first 3 times to get high. On the third time, I was like, whoa, okay, this is it.
And what do you think about that now? Do you have I have a hypothesis for you that's not, it's like pretty scientifically driven. What do you think about it?
About what?
How your
About what?
headache, you took cannabis for the first time at age 43, you shared with me, because you had a
Right,
headache
right.
and a friend said, here, try this might help. And it did, it got rid of your headache, but you said you didn't feel high
I
until
didn't
the
get
third
high.
time and you had to try.
I think well, as you know, I've never touched a cigarette or anything. I've never smoked anything, so I didn't know how to inhale properly. I think
Okay.
I wasn't getting it into my lungs properly, you know? I think
Yeah,
maybe I got just enough of the cannabinoids that I needed
thank goodness.
for the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Which is a vote for microdosing right there. If you've ever heard of cannabis microdosing and you're listening to me
oh
and
yeah.
Jesse talk, see this, even if you can't properly inhale and you're only getting a little bit, it could be just enough to help you relieve your pain. So
Yeah,
in my
absolutely.
opinion, though, when people take cannabis, there's a whole thing about how your body is very good, your endocannabinoid system, your ECS, at taking what it needs out of the plant that you provide to it, which is why we advocate for whole plant medicine or dry herb vaporizing, and that it's just going to use what it needs. And, especially if you're ill or something like this or have something that's going on, that medicine's not going towards giving you a high. It's going towards dealing with that pain. And so you cannot even feel high, taking cannabis for a medical reason. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, especially if you microdose it. And in the last year or two, I actually found a website that I actually buy some CBD flower from, and I the first time I blended it because I saw you do it the other day. I'm
Yes,
like,
yes.
I'm like, oh my God, she's a genius. Why didn't I think of this? And that's what I did. I don't know if it gave me the effect, but I think, you have to experiment and just keep doing it. I think, especially at first, you just have to keep repeating it, repeating it, repeating it. Oh, okay, I feel something now. That's how it was for me. Like I said, the headache went away, but I didn't feel high.
That's perfect.
Um,
Well, hey, so you shared with us your like origin story, like how I got started.
oh,
And I think it's
yes,
super
yes.
interesting. So thanks. I think a lot of adults nowadays who maybe are curious to try cannabis but are fighting within themselves with the stigma and the straight edge leanings that they might
The
have and the
straight
anti-drugs feelings that they might have. I mean,
the
and your
straight
story
the
of
straight
overcoming
edge
that.
the straight edge part came with me because I had a little brother that's 9 years younger than me, and I'm 9 years old, and I go, oh, I got a little brother. I'm gonna be the best brother I can. I'm gonna be the best brother I can. No drugs, no drugs.
No
Nope, not
drugs.
gonna do any drugs, buddy. You're not gonna do any drugs. No beer, nothing. So I was like, tried my best to keep him away from that. I don't know. I'm young. I never thought cannabis was bad at all. Never thought badly about it. I just didn't do it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's really it. And of course, he gets involved in cannabis. He actually ends up becoming Cheech and Chong together. Yeah, I mean,
But how does Big
yeah.
Brother feel about it now? I think you're okay.
Well, no, well, when my family found out I did it for the first time, they couldn't believe it because, you know, what? I don't believe this. This is a joke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I
Yeah.
explained, I told them the story. They're like, okay, it makes sense. My dad's, hippie from the 60s, so um he grew in the 70s.
Is he more understanding then? Or
Oh, yeah, of course. Like, he would get my little brother high on vacation, and I'd be pissed. I was like, "What are you doing? You can't do this to him." Whatever. No,
Mm.
I'm not right. He's not right. It's whatever. Actually, he's probably right because he's the father, right?
Well, at that time, yeah. All
But
right. We touched on it, but let's tell them a little bit about how we met, Jesse.
so I purchased the new version of the Cloud Evo.
Yes.
I
Oh,
bought a
hold on.
pre-sale.
Mine's right here. Look at it. The one you sent me. Here it is.
Yes, yes.
There it is.
So I had this piece, and I of course I get the packs too that we talked about. That was my first vaporizer. Once I found out that the cannabis worked in my headache, I looked at my friend. I'm like, all right, how do I get that?
And that was your first experience, was with a vaporizer too. Also
Yeah.
quite rare.
Well, I wouldn't have smoked. I wouldn't have smoked because he knows I don't smoke.
That's good.
So he said, because he knew I didn't smoke, he said, well, I have a vaporizer. So yeah.
Ta-da!
So I tried it. It worked. I liked it. Got the packs, loved it. And then I went down the rabbit hole like everybody, And it's been great. It's I don't think I've ever come in contact with anything that is such a positive experience. Seriously, not only for myself, but when you're with somebody and you're with a group of people and you're just having a fun, and you're not thinking about work. You're not talking about work. It's about, hey, I see him grinding over there. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yes.
you're just having a ball.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, talks positively about it, loves it. And it's amazing. It's really good.
Everything from grandma's arthritis to having a good time
Well,
out with
that's
your
like I
friends.
said, the CBD
And
when
like clearing cancer and treating pain
yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
and making life a little bit easier for people of our age.
I'm not sure though. I'm in pretty good shape.
You look it. I'm trying to get in better shape, and it causes soreness. So I love cannabis as a recovery, benefit to me, because I need it really badly. I mean,
No, that's
okay,
good. I mean,
and then in exchange for you sending, so we got connected because you saw me on YouTube and I had a VapeXhale EVO.
So what happened was, before I was going to pre-order the new version,
yes,
I started doing I'm very detailed. Start doing research. Is anybody talking about it? What's coming up? Because I know because this piece was so loved by me.
yes,
It was probably one of the greatest things I've ever purchased in my life.
I love this thing. I love it.
I'm not
so
joking.
much. I hope you saw me using it.
Yeah.
Like in the video. I'm like still loving the EVO. That's like literally what I called the video. Still loving it.
It's an amazing product. It's brought me so much happiness over the years. And then when it broke, or I can't get baskets anymore, or this or that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, the new one, give it to me. Yeah.
And then did we get it? No, we didn't get it.
No.
And did the company survive? No, it did not.
No. I mean, well, as you know, you mentioned the original owner of the company is a big influence on you.
Yes.
He's not the person that, sunk us.
No.
No, it was somebody new. I have no clue who it is, but
actually, I know him too. Yeah, and I don't know if it's his fault, because honestly, a lot of companies at the time of the pandemic, was when this happened, were having very difficult cash flow problems that had to do with they were coming out with a new product, the newer, more evolved version of this. And I think that they failed to be able to put it physically together and then like give it to customers after we paid even. So,
but you know, the very first thing on your website that you say when you're going bankrupt is, don't worry, in 30 days, you're going to get your money.
don't worry.
And,
yeah. And then it's
yeah.
like, oh God, you're gone. I'm sad
Yeah.
for them on every level. I really wanted their business to succeed on every level. I love the product. I love the people behind it. And I'm very sad that it didn't.
Seriously, it's like a bittersweet feeling for me.
Yeah.
So I have this in my man town sitting on the shelf. So this thing doesn't work for me anymore. You know, obviously I broke my last glass piece. My wife broke my last
Oh
glass piece.
no.
Oh baby, well, I don't know what I did, with her Brazilian accent, you know. And well, you're gonna get me a new one, right?
How?
I'm not buying that for you. Of course not. So, but you know, so then well, there's a new one coming out. Wow, you know. So I looked and I saw your video talking about the pre-order.
Yes.
And I favored your video just to have you, just in case I can contact you. Because like I said, I'm very detailed. I want to get involved, you know. And that's what I did.
Yes.
After I got, you know, screwed, like everybody,
Yeah.
I wrote back to you, hey, I watched your video a couple months back.
I remember.
Maybe 6 months went by, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. Oh no. And I would never forget your email to me, because it was like, oh, and it made me feel a little better because you pre-ordered
Good.
2 of them.
I did. I got double screwed.
You got double
I
screwed.
had 2 of them on
So
order.
I was like,
I was in
okay.
for a G, man. Like I really ate it on that.
I know, but the thing is, it's worth the money. If
it
was as good as the last one,
I would have happily, you know, honestly. I'm still
if
not
it
even
was as
mad
good
about
as
it now.
if it was as good as the last one,
Mhm.
it was worth the money.
Yes, you hear that, people out there. If anybody wants to, you know, breathe life back into VapeXhale EVO, we're with you. Me and Jesse will buy it.
I don't think right, but the cannabis hardware B2 destroys it.
Tell me about your new piece that you love, and give us a little short review of cannabis hardware.
I bought the B2 standard edition. It's
Yes.
the e-nail head that with 4mm rubies in the top that you screw in, that you put in the top of the head, and those rubies completely envelop the whole inside of the chamber, so everything gets evenly heated, and it rips. It's double the strength of the Evo, with consistency too, and it's made out of all titanium. I wrote to Chris from Cannabis Hardware many times. We've talked many times back and forth, and I told him my story. He's like, "Oh, I know the story," because obviously he's in the industry, so I'm sure he knows. And he's like, you know, he made the guarantee. Well, I guarantee you that this will never break on you. You know, and I mean,
it looks pretty freaking sturdy.
Well, the cool thing about it is every individual piece, even including the cord that attaches to the e-nail, is replaceable. So even if they replace the bowls with new updated bowls that are more efficient, better heat retention, whatever, I can buy it. I can buy just the bowl.
I won't even lie. This appeals to me too. I mean, you're probably not a gun person, but you might know about Glocks. We've never talked about this and being cannabis, but you know, they're all replaceable parts. That's the kind of concept. Or Fords, you know, Ford cars, automobiles, you can get replacement parts all across the world. So there's always that consideration, I think, when you're buying anything. And again, you know, now I'm on the Stores and Bickle train, replaceability of all of its parts, good support, longevity of the company, you know, already proven.
Now, what was it? Troy and Jerry recently, within the last year, did it wasn't the Cloud Evo versus the B2. Oh, it was the Volcano versus the B2, and the B2 destroyed it.
Wow. I have a Volcano now too. Yeah. So yes,
I know, that's why I said that. You told me that.
Well, if I'm ever in Massachusetts, I would love to try your hardware out. But like, or if they want to send me one, I will review it.
Right, exactly. That'd be nice.
Reviews. I sent you a POTV 1 portable. I'm curious how it's been hitting for you.
Well, I'm in my parents' barn, and my brother and a couple of his friends, we had a party, and it still smells in here.
So it's been used and loved already. Welcome to the family.
So they're smokers. They're not vapors.
Okay.
And I didn't bring the B2 over, but I brought I brought yours over.
Because it's so pocketable, right? You can
They
just
all tried it and they're like, I'm buying one. It was
yes.
amazing because they all smoke differently, but I had an attachment for each way they smoked.
Tell me
One
about
guy
it.
just one guy just does joints. I gave him the regular glass tip. One guy does bongs. I gave him the water adapter. One guy does real bongs. I gave him the 14 millimeter adapter. They were blowing clouds. I couldn't believe the cloud production that thing puts out. And the flavor is
Flavor's good, isn't it?
unreal. It's unbelievable.
Yay.
You can taste every single terp, you know?
Yes. Oh, that is the best review. I'm so glad, Jesse. Oh, what a
Yeah, it
beautiful
was amazing.
exchange for us.
Oh yeah. It's
That's
amazing.
excellent.
What an exchange. What an exchange.
I know.
But yeah,
Cross
that's how
country vape love.
cross country vape love. And then I went out of my way and I Instagrammed you because I saw your Instagram. You know, you were
Yeah.
repping your company. You know,
I
which was
am on
amazing.
Instagram trying to make people aware of my homemade health. We should do a mid-roll. This is a mid-roll ad right here for me. So
Oh yeah.
basically, like, I do go on Instagram, and I'm so happy that Jesse found me there. I'm trying to advertise my homemade health program, which is a DIY course that teaches you how to make cannabis remedies at home in the most modern and efficient way. And if you're interested in that, check out my website, cannacuriouscoaching.com, to find out more. Thanks for your patience, Jesse.
No, that today's sponsor, by the way.
Today's
This is our
sponsor is
sponsor.
Michelle
Yeah,
Crawford's company. Also, Rep Your State
exactly.
of Mind, where you can get an awesome hoodie like I Leave California and I Leave every state in America and province in Canada. Shop now. Rep Your State of Mind.
Now, I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
I think a bill passed recently, I think federally, about purchasing vape stuff from certain places because I tried to get that vape you gave me to my brother, and they don't. Planet of the Vapes doesn't ship to Massachusetts.
There is.
It's the
There
only
is.
company that I've had trouble with buying anything cannabis related from is this company.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Well,
won't
I
ship
do
to your.
love Planet of the Vapes, and I don't. They do not ship places where there might be some kind of issue.
There's no
Where,
issue here.
yeah, I don't know. I know that there was recently like this kind of vape crackdown on the not the dry herb vaporizing side of things, but you know, the cartridge side of things, and the nicotine liquid e-vapes had a
Yeah.
big crackdown on all of the selling of them, their parts, and all of their like supplies. So anybody that was in the concentrate side of things or any of the liquid e-vape machines or those that could be used for both became kind of like suddenly illegal to sell, I guess.
Okay.
I'm not super knowledgeable about this, but I noticed the same thing that there, well, not what you noticed, but that there was messaging and suddenly whole product lines were gone, you know,
They don't
from
ship. They don't ship. They don't. I don't think they don't ship to Maine either.
Maine or Massachusetts. I wonder
No,
about
and
Idaho. I have a contact in
we're
Idaho that
both
says it's
rec
very strict in Idaho.
and medical. Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird. Maybe we should find out.
I could write. Well, you know what? There's probably they probably have like a little glossary in there. You know, contact info about why they don't ship to certain states. I'm sure.
I'm curious who you think should try cannabis. I'm glad that you had a little party already with the POTV one, but as an adult who's taking it and loving it and talking about it with me here, like, you know, for the people listening, who should try it?
I've done a lot of soul searching in the last 5 or 6 years with this plant.
Yeah,
It's opened up a lot of doors for me
that's great.
inside. It saved me in a lot of ways that I never looked to find. It just happened. You understand?
Yes.
And I went down that rabbit hole. Like I said, the headache went away. And then obviously I started learning how to get high. And it's awesome. You know, I recently listened to a podcast with the Humboldt legend Swami, you know,
Yes.
Swami Chaitanya.
Yes.
And he said there's so many different directions you can take with the plant that, let's say you don't even get high, but you're in a party and everybody's having fun and you're happy, the plant's done its job right there. You know, like I said, it's so positive, and everybody I know that consumes it it just loves it,
Yeah.
we put it up on a pedestal. It's very strange. Like I said, I didn't do it until I was 43. Never thought twice about it my whole life, until I took a chance. I think don't be afraid to try it. Because if I was straight edge for so long, now, I wouldn't say straight edge. I drank beer here and there,
Dude, you're very straight edge, okay? I think.
Okay. Yeah.
If you're an American who grew up like red-blooded in this country and you just drink a beer here and there, like you're golden. Like you pass Catholic tests and all the tests.
Well, the thing is, I learn early, and I make my decisions from situations. And I got alcohol poisoning really badly when I was 17.
Oh my gosh.
Badly. Like I was drunk for about 4 days. Every time I drank liquid or ate food, I'd get drunk. And I was in dry heave vomiting mode for like 2 days straight. And I was 17 because I went to Canada. It was legal at age 17. And I drank too much. First time drinking. Hey, give it to me all, And I came home from that trip saying, I don't think I'm ever going to drink again. And I really never did. Yeah. It was a bad experience.
I mean, you learned what you liked early and what you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
And similarly, I would say at the age where you decided where you were finally like really exposed to cannabis, and then you decided right then too, I'm going to go down there. You know what I mean? It was equally like you seem to have a really a good ability to follow your intuition.
I think it's because I was an only child for a while, and I didn't have a little brother until I was 9. So I did a lot of, walking by myself, riding my bike by myself, thinking by myself, thinking about things, when you're by yourself doing things, you don't have a phone. You're not like this.
Yeah.
I feel like an old person, saying, oh, when I was young, I used to, walk 2 feet of snow to school, but the kids these days, my stepson the other day was eating cereal, looking at his phone at the same time. I should have videoed it because he sat there with his phone and he had the spoon.
Yeah.
He was frozen. and I was like, I can't believe what I'm watching. It was like 30 seconds and he was just frozen. He didn't even eat his food.
I have 3 sons. Like that. My oldest is 24. So, and my youngest.
He's the one that has the EVO, right?
Huh?
He's the one that you gave the EVO. He's the one you gave the EVO to.
He has his own EVO, and he was going to get his own Petra too. Yes. And yeah, I've seen lots of frozen sun moments for sure with screens.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is. Well, I think we've gotten to the part of the show where we're going to do your rapid fire questions, Jesse. Are you?
Let's do it. Hey, listen, I've never done a video interview before, so
I know you're doing so good.
You're very good at moving along. So this is good.
Thank you.
I'm pretty high right now too. So I'm trying, I need horse blinders on right now, squirrel.
Focus right here. Yeah, all right, here we go. Rapid fire.
All right.
Top 3 favorite munchies. Go.
Fruit Loops with a really cold milk. I have this bowl dedicated to cereal. It's called the O bowl. I'm not joking. It has 2 sections. I'm going to take a picture of it when I go home and I'll send it to you.
I can't wait to see it.
It has a section for the cereal.
Uh-huh.
On the top is the cereal. Wait. Yes, on the top is the cereal and the milk is in the bottom, and you slide the cereal into the milk. So you can take a phone call, you can go to the bathroom, and
it's not getting soggy.
Right. You pull it. It's on-demand cereal.
Wow. Each spoonful.
It's amazing. Yes.
Okay. And then
or you can just pull a bunch in. So Fruit Loops, it's all garbage. Frozen Sour Patch Kids. Have you ever frozen Sour Patch Kids?
Really cold milk and frozen sour. I'm sensing
really cold milk with cereal.
And frozen Sour Patch Kids, not just real.
This is a different session. This isn't like all together.
Yeah, but you need cold things apparently. Apparently you need cold things so far. The top 2 cold things are cold.
That's true.
All right, so what's the third thing? Is it cold? Ice cream? We talked about this before.
A classic classic Reese's cup.
Oh, good. Reese's cup.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Reese's cups are good.
It's yeah.
You know, it's so funny you
Absolutely.
should say they were all garbage things. Like I was having a little talk with my canna bestie, Kirsty Chadsey, who is the founder of Weekend. We have a couple of shows together on my YouTube channel. You might have seen her. And she's like, and I told her that I like cannabis because I don't really like salad and healthy foods. And so when I get high, I find salads more appetizing and things like that. And she's
That's
like, she
strange.
just looked at my face like, are you crazy? I only eat junk when I'm high. And I'm like, no, I eat salad when I'm high.
All right, I have a secret for everybody here. Everybody. For some reason, in the last year, I don't get the munchies anymore. No more.
What's the secret?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I like I said, I don't eat really bad food anymore. I've a bit for the last year and a half. I've been doing like a keto diet, so I eat very low carbohydrate. And I think because I eat very low carbs, I think carbs really feed the fuel
The
to like I
munchies.
need more.
Yeah.
I need more.
Yeah.
And I have not craved any food. I'm talking like you're trying to charge your Coke can, thinking it's your phone, like stoned, you know. And
But it's not munchy stoned.
I don't get the munchies anymore. I'm
That's
actually kind of
interesting.
grateful for it, actually.
I mean, there are people who medicinally rely on the appetite increasing effects of THC for sure. And I think that it's a godsend for
Yeah.
that, obviously. But the truth is about cannabis in general is that anything that it does, it can also do the opposite because it's that kind of it enables our system to do what it needs. So if you get hungry on cannabis, it's probably because you need to eat more, you know, or eat more of something that you're not eating.
Right.
I know people will argue munchies and make him fat and everything, but look at your story. It's like you could also argue the other way. And the cannabinoids that are coming out now out of the 100 and 200 or more that we are discovering all the time that exist in cannabis, they have the other effect. Like THCV is the AKA diet weed because it depresses appetite. So people want that now because they want to eat less. Isn't that interesting? Let's move on to your next rapid fire question, though.
No. Yeah. Getting back to vaping, okay?
Oh, okay.
Because I've only smoked cannabis twice. The only two things I've ever smoked in my life is cannabis, and it was about a month ago, and it was absolute dog crap.
Tastes bad.
It tasted like burnt popcorn, burnt toast. I didn't taste any. I tasted nothing, and I'm like, well, see, I was all worried because I didn't have any vaporizer anymore because it broke. So I was like, so I said, you know what? I'm not going to rely on electronics. I'm going to get away from vaping. Smoke can't be that bad. I bought a bong. Right. I bought a bong. I tried it once and I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever done in my life. I'm screwed. What am I going to do?
WPA.
$550 later with the cannabis hardware, you know, B2 standard, you know.
Put that on there.
But vaping is going to get you where you want to get to cannabinoid wise, temperature wise, because you can find a whole list of cannabinoids that get activated at certain temperatures.
Yes,
and
I agree. You can do that.
You don't want to get sleepy, don't go higher than 370. You know, it's like, it's amazing. And I've done that. Like I said, I've been trying to strain chase and learn flavor profiles in the cannabis. And not only have I been doing that, I've been trying to chase effects by temperature.
That is brilliant. And it is something you can do with this and you can't do with smoking. You know what I mean?
Right. So combustion gets, especially, I mean, I guess if you're doing a big joint, you're going to get everything. But if you're just hitting a small little bong rip, it tastes horrible. It's not, to me, it doesn't taste good. It's horrible.
And imagine that, like, up until now, most cannabis cups are all judged on joints. Like, you know, the strains that win.
Well, that's what Swami's only a joint guy. So
yeah, he's only a joint guy. Yeah.
Only a joint guy.
So what is your favorite strain from all your strain chasing right now? What is the strain of the day? Strain du jour.
My favorite strain is one, it's called Dosey Face. I think it might be a cross of Dosey Does. Remember Dosey Does? I can't remember. I don't know the other one, but
It's cake.
I remember doing it a couple
Wedding
years
cake.
ago. Oh, is it wedding cake?
Probably.
I don't know what it is, but that's really good. I like White Widow.
Hmm.
What I'm growing now, I haven't had it yet, is Purple Punch.
Excellent. Purples
Yeah, so
are a favorite for looks,
I'm doing
and
purple.
myrcene flavors are typically present, like tropical fruit type, grapey jam flavors.
My buddy grew the strain I'm on now. I'm high on now. The what was it, mimosa, and that's actually half Purple Punch. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's awesome. I mean, I like it. Like I said, it's not a high like a caffeine high.
Hmm.
It brings you almost right to that point where oh no, I'm going to get the jitters like caffeine, but you don't get it. It's great. It's really great.
And you shared with me that you have some CBD flowers and that you mixed them recently. And I wonder if you take any other CBD or use it topically or THC topically as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
Let's
Yep.
talk about like
Topically,
the
I do.
ways you use cannabis. You vape, and then there's other things.
Only vaping. So like I said, I don't get the munchies, and edibles don't do anything to me.
Hmm.
People could do edibles. I'm in a group of people. We all do them. They're melting on the couch, and
And
I'm
you're just
like,
unaffected.
come on, guys. Not didn't it doesn't work for me. I don't know why. I wish it did.
Some people, it doesn't. Everybody's different.
It has a couple times, and it was a great experience. But flowers the way.
I'm going to guess that maybe the edibles, the best acting, the most effective, are more like flower, whole plant. Most edibles commercially are made from distillates, missing a lot of parts, missing the full spectrum of cannabinoids, as well as like flavors and flavonoids and terpenes.
So
So
you're going to be my go-to also for answers on stuff about that. Like I said, not only I'm flavor chasing now. Like I said, I want to see. I'm I'll go home with the mimosa, and I'll strain it at a different temperature, and
mhm,
I'll see how it changes flavor wise. If it does, I'll see how it affects my body. Um,
perfect.
I've noticed the higher the temp, the more couch lock you get. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, because you were having more THC and CBN creation and intake.
yeah, you're releasing the CBN, right?
Hmm.
Because I think 400 or 390,
And it's
one of
funny
the
too, because
temperatures.
actually CBD is a high temp as well. CBD is over 400, as I recall. So yeah.
Oh, is it? No. Actually, it's not. It's lower, I think. But
Mm-mm.
you're the expert, so you probably know. But because I know THC is 315, right?
Yeah.
And but I thought CBD was 360. I thought it was right
It
above
will start
THC.
at 360, 65, but it goes up to over to like 410. So like you want to go all the way through. You know what I mean? All of that if you want everything.
The
That's like
highest
the
I
10th
go,
step. You know what I mean?
as high as 400 because the B2 really hits hard, and I don't want to. I
You
don't
don't
want
want
to
to burn it.
combust.
Yeah.
I don't want to combust it. Yeah.
I hear you.
So
I hear
400
you.
is
All right.
as I go. All right. Next question.
So yeah, edibles don't work for you. Let's see. You put
No.
favorite stoner movie. I can guess, but go ahead and tell me.
Well, what is it?
I was gonna guess it's a Cheech and Chong Chong movie. You told me you're a big fan.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Up in Smoke. I just watched Nice Dreams the other day. It's classic. I grew up with that. I grew up with sneaking my friends' older brothers' Cheech and Chong records. Listening to them, knowing we knew what they were talking about. We knew it was bad, so we felt badass. We're listening to Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
Acapulco Gold, no stems, no steeds. It was great. So I always knew it was bad, not bad, but I knew it was frowned upon.
I'm
But yeah,
probably
Cheech
a
and
Friday
Chong.
girl. I used to work with a lady at Cisco who was named Felicia, and she had a phone that said "Bye, Felicia."
Oh, really?
Yes.
What's Cisco?
Cisco Systems, computer systems out of here in California.
Oh yeah,
They
I know
make
the company
a
well.
lot of hardware. They're basically plumbers of the internet, and also a ton of like software and WebEx. If you've heard of WebEx.
I know somebody that used to be the VP of Cisco. I can't tell you who it is, but I'll tell you later.
Yeah, okay,
But
definitely. I
some
like that. VP, I mean, VP of Cisco is no small thing, and it's a huge company. I
yeah.
was very honored
he
to
he
work
was
there
he
for.
was the VP. He was the VP for about 12 years.
That's
The
perfect.
VP of sales
Oh my God, I might have come in contact because, I was in marketing communications and all I really did was work on product launches for their trade show, Cisco Live, which is held
Mhm.
around the world every year in like 5 different locations. And of course, sales VPs are very much in demand for that kind of.
Yeah, he got into Cisco early, so
Mhm. It's
he
a
was
great
in
company.
it during the the heyday.
Let me tell you something. This doesn't have to do with VPs, but even here in California, sometimes there's stigma to overcome inside. And I'll tell you one little story about me is that the first time I went to this one dispensary here in San Jose called Harborside, owned by Stephen Giangelo, very famous. I had just gotten my medical card. I'm like fresh, you know what I mean? And I go in there and I'm a little kind of like, looking around and stuff. And the first thing I see is a guy in front of me, when you work at a company and you need a badge to get in,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he has a badge, and I just see his badge at Cisco. And I was like, oh my God. Like it just hit me like regular people are coming here. This is so normal. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I think, yeah. I mean, Cisco. I think isn't 80% of the world routed on Cisco
Yeah,
lines?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
So
I
I
called
mean,
them like the plumbing of the internet.
yeah, it's the
You know
plumbing of
what
the
I mean?
internet. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
great company. And I really enjoyed working there, but yeah, then I had a baby, so no more. And now I'm doing this. Okay, when you already told me about the first time you smoked weed, and I was curious about, you didn't tell me about like your routine though. Day, night,
Oh.
sleeping, vaping,
Okay,
waking.
okay. If anybody ever asked me, do you think cannabis is addictive or whatever? I will say, of course, because everything can be
Of
addictive.
course.
You watch that TV show, My Strange Addiction. This guy's
Oh, they eat
married to his
like
Corvette.
metal. People get addicted to shopping,
Yeah,
everything.
right.
Yeah.
So anything can be addictive. I'm not addicted to a feeling where I need it, but I'll tell you what, the best part of getting high is the process.
The
Going
ritual.
out to my garage, getting the grinder, it's turning on the music, it's the whole ritual. That whole encompassing bubble that I'm in that time, that's the high for me, really. It's
We
not
should
just
definitely,
doing.
I think as I talk to people, like getting them to describe their rituals would probably be good.
That's what it
Everybody would
is.
be curious as to what other people's rituals are.
Work's over. Okay, now I'm in my zone. What am I going to listen to? Music plays a big part in my life too. Huge, especially with cannabis. They go perfectly together.
They
If you
do.
think food and cannabis go well together, of course they do.
Yes.
Music does too.
Yes.
Music, big time. So I get my music going. I got my lights on. I got like the ceiling light that like is like these ocean waves. I go crazy. But it's the process that because it brings you down. The whole
Mhm.
process brings you down. Smell the bud before you grind it, look at it. It just the whole process is the best part. So I don't do it. I'm not a wake and baker. I can't do it in maybe every now and then. I'll do it in the morning with coffee. I mean, coffee and cannabis together, phenomenal.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful, but I don't do it that often because it takes me a while to wake up. I feel kind of cannabis, no matter what strain it is. It kind of get it makes me feel groggy no matter what. So I kind of want to get out of the grogginess first and then get groggy later. If that makes
Mhm.
sense.
I would say that if you're on like a pure CBD kind of situation and you keep the dosage low, that's usually alerting, or CBG specifically. I mean, this is
Sure.
cannabis health coaching, multi-cannabinoid formulation talking right here, but there are ways to take cannabis to control grogginess, and it mostly involves like limiting THC.
Right. Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
But yeah, that's so basically come home, eat dinner, and then out in the garage. I do it maybe 2 times a night, every 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I get lit. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I take some Troy hits, like Troy and
Troy
Jerry.
from Troy and Jerry. We both are fans.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you're not a fan, check them out. Troy
Oh,
and Jerry Think Tank.
oh, they're the
Free
best.
advertising, Troy and Jerry. We love
They're
you.
the best. Those guys, to me, they're kind of like the new Cheech and Chong in a way. You know, if you think about it. I mean, Troy blows hard.
He's always coughing so hard, poor guy. Doesn't
Well,
mind
because he
that.
pushes it to the limit. He always
does.
goes too hot.
Yeah,
He likes his hot cannabis.
he does.
It's
And then
funny when he
there's
gets
Jerry.
oh, they're the best.
With
They're the
his
best. But
like
yeah,
with his artistic bong, the vat bong, you know, the
yeah. What
ceramic
is
$1,000 piece of art bong. Have you seen
the
that one?
one? Yeah, the one that has like the cord coming out of it
The
that
cord
looks
and the
like
ball. Yeah.
it's very phallic. It's very
Yes.
phallic, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
it's very phallic.
That's $1,000.
I think it is. I think it is. I mean, and there are ones that are because they're like unique art pieces made of ceramic and other materials, as well
Oh,
as
I didn't know
vaporizing
that. I didn't
bongs.
know that. Oh, yeah. Now, does Jerry work for a company?
Jerry works for POTV. He writes for and makes
That's what I
content for
thought.
them. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Jerry
Yeah.
actually was instrumental in helping me get into the affiliate program. So if you want to buy a vape from Canada the Vapes, please use my code, which I will absolutely put below this video in the description.
Another sponsor, but you can't
Another
buy
sponsor.
one in
I know.
Massachusetts.
I wish they were sponsoring me, but yeah, I am affiliate of them, and I'm proud of it
No
because they
shipping.
are.
No
I'm sorry
shipping
they're
to
not shipping to you,
Massachusetts.
but for me, they've been fabulous, and for everybody I've like recommended them to.
No shipping to Massachusetts, though.
I'm so sorry, guys.
I know.
I know, right? All right. So Jesse, it's been really rad having you on.
Pleasure.
I
Pleasure.
really appreciate this. I think it's fun. And I hope that we get to talk again because the California Massachusetts connection
Of
I think needs to
course.
live on. You know,
Absolutely.
I don't have a whole lot of vape talk, so let's get this going for sure.
We do a round table with other people around the country.
Absolutely.
You know, instead of two buds, it can just be best buds. It could be
I think you should think about that as a grad mentor at CCI. I told you that I encourage people to start channels and write content and support cannabis advocacy in the way that they feel pulled. And I love your idea. I could be one of your buds, but there could always be two buds, but it doesn't always have to be me. There's an idea for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, it was a pleasure.
Well, let's say goodbye to the audience. And
happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 25
over 20 years,
man.
right? Yeah, 25 years. Yeah,
25 years.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
Thank you. I know, right? There's my ring, and I'm proud of it.
Only 3 years for me. So. In June.
Most of my customers and students have a lot of them been in very long-term relationships, and I don't know. I seem to attract that kind of people, so I'm happy about that.
That's great. Well, you attracted me because of your love for cannabis. You have this glow about you that's very welcoming, and I don't think if you didn't have that aspect about your personality, I might have not have written to you. You know, I mean, I think you're very like you're very huggable.
I am, and if you met me in real life, I'm really short. People like to pick me up when they meet me. Oh, okay. That's great. Then we can high five and we'll understand each other.
High five. Exactly.
All right, Jesse, it's been wonderful
Pleasure.
having you on. Did you want to say anything? Bye to the folks.
No,
yeah.
I'm good. Don't be afraid to experiment. And if you do, try to vape, not vape junk, cannabis flower, or, actually just ask Michelle. Say, Michelle, vape.
I will definitely help you. Respect your lungs, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Jesse.
Thank you, my friend.
Bye.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.